Hi everybody, Driving with Dane here, coming to you with another informational video. This time, we're going to talk about how to use the touchscreen on a 2025 Lincoln Aviator. Now there's going to be a lot of carryover between this and the other Lincolns, but the Lincolns tend to differ a little bit more than the Volvo, so I'm going to do one for this and one for the Nautilus. So, first things first, when you start the car up, like I have it now, you're going to get this menu. Now you're going to see right there on Google Maps, it says to use maps, open and review privacy settings. So if I hit open maps, go to settings, and we're going to hit turn on. Basically because this is Google based, we're going to hit next and go to map. Because this is Google based, there's some terms and conditions that have to be agreed to in order for it to have access to your location. That's why that comes up. So when you first get in the car, if you see that, just follow the process like I just did. So down the left side of the touchscreen, you're going to see a home, a little car, and some dots. Basically, this is your home screen, vehicle section or vehicle-like settings, and the dots is your app view. So under the vehicle settings, you're going to see things like ambient lighting. Basically, that will be like the glow that comes in underneath here or in the door panels. Obviously, you can't see it real well right now because it's daylight out and because it's set to white. If we hit the back arrow, auto hold holds the brake when you come to a complete stop until you touch the gas pedal. Basically just makes it so you don't have to keep your foot on the brake when you're at a stop. Seats is a big thing. I'm going to turn my massage on while I'm sitting here. This is a reserve, so it has the 30-way seats. So you have the thigh extension here that can be extended or brought in. You have obviously your normal forward, back, up, down, tilt. This little rocker piece here actually controls these bolsters, which are a little bit hard to show with me sitting in the seat. And then you've got your normal tilt forward and back. This headrest actually moves up and down and then in and out. So you can really get comfortable if you want. And then you've got the massage function, which we hit full recovery, and we're going to put to intensity 3. Basically this just inflates and deflates little air chambers in the seat. Actually gives you a visual of what's happening on there. And you can do this for driver and passenger. Super comfy and very nice to have while you're making a video review about an Aviator. In here, we also have vehicle status. This will tell you tire pressures, which you can see up there, which are all good. Oil life, you just reset it when you get an oil change. Settings in here, this is where you can adjust things like how long the car will run. Rear occupant alert is where it reminds you when you turn the car off to check for other people. Easy exit entry is where when the seat slides back and the steering wheel adjusts when you turn the car off, and then when you get in and start the car, everything slides forward for you to your seat position or to your preset seat. Key detection alert. Nice part with Lincoln too, you can tap on these little dots, and if you take the key out and leave the car on, it gives you this little message, but you can actually tap on these little eyes and it'll give you an example of what it does. Remote start setup is how long it'll run for. Windows is if it's automatic or not, and wipers is if it does things like a courtesy wipe, all pretty easy. If we go back into settings, you can also go through and adjust things like sound, balance and fade. This does have the Revel Ultima audio system, so if you hit play Revel Experience and turn your volume up, you'll get to see how awesome the sound system is. It does have a really nice big bass drop. At the end, Bluetooth is Bluetooth, pretty easy. And then cruise control is where you adjust your adaptive cruise. This can also be where you turn all of the different things in here as well. So it's set to adaptive by default, and then has lane centering functionality as well. Speed limit assist basically will just ding at you if you get your start speeding. You can adjust how sensitive and how the lane keep assist helps you, if it just makes a noise at you, if it just assists you, or if it does both. Pre-collision assist, you can also fine tune exactly what and how much it does. And then the rear camera delay leaves the backup camera on after you get out of the car. Blind spot information just means if the blind spot system is on or off. Same thing with cross traffic alert, on or off. Driver alert is if the car detects that you're starting to swerve or be distracted, it'll tell you to pull over and take a break. And reverse brake assist is where it can automatically apply the brakes if you go to back out in front of somebody. You can also see under here where we already went through vehicle system. This is where you update software and things. Usually our shop handles that. Units, time, so adjust the clock, all that kind of stuff. Although this is should be set to GPS time, so it actually did do daylight savings that we had. Profile, in here you can set profiles, name yourself, and attach a key and everything else like that if you're using phone as a key in here. Pretty easy for the most part. And that's, again, all under settings. Display, you can, if you like the beep, you can change the background theme. Calm screen just kind of takes away a lot of the noise, makes it just a clock. Tap on here again. Actually, and then we're going to go back down here to display. Oops, hold on, I went past it. Back to display, and we're going to turn, or then calm screen will just be off because we went back to settings. Network and internet is exactly what it sounds like if you're going to connect your car to Wi-Fi. 911 assist is when you pair your phone. If the car detects you're in an accident, it'll try and call 911 for you automatically, which is a good safety feature I like. Assistant and voice is because this has Google Assistant. You can turn it on or off and allow it to do different functionalities. You can fine tune all those things. Location is basically just your level of permissions, like I showed at the beginning for Google Maps. And then notifications is when you're setting up any of these functionalities, any notifications the car wants to give you, those will all be in here. This bottom button here is for apps. So this just brings you to kind of a menu of everything. As you can see Google Maps up here at the top, phone. Lincoln does have AM and FM radio access, addition to Sirius XM, which is something nice. I know the Volvos don't have AM. Once again, you'll see YouTube down there, so you can watch my videos in here if you need a little help going through everything. And then you can go into different things like towing, so it'll remember a trailer and different checklists. So basically you make sure you didn't forget to hook something up or put a pin in. And then you can see settings down here as well. So you get there that way. See, that's kind of a brief overview, but that's the general gist of a little bit more complicated things in the Lincoln. You do also have a couple things that are a little different, like to adjust your airflow. Push this little guy here in the middle, and then tap these lines over here. And then you can see which vents are on or off, and just grab and adjust here. Pretty easy overall. Sync and desync, temperature, hot or cold, and then you can also use your different settings. It does actually have an auto function, so it'll kind of sync the seat temperature to whatever you have the car temperature set up. You can do all of that with Google Voice Command as well. So you can say, hey Google, turn on the driver heated or ventilated seat.
Got it. Turning on the seat heater for the driver.
So, of course, works just like normal Google Assistant, but I actually canceled it out there by giving it a bad command. But pretty easy to get along with. So that's a general gist on how to use the touchscreen in your Lincoln. Now, I am going to go through the steering wheel controls here because Lincoln has a few more than Volvo does. So first things first, you'll notice there's two sets of buttons. This left side is pretty much entirely for radio. So volume up, volume down, forward, back for station. Pretty easy. This button turns your cruise control on, and then you'll notice all these buttons down here light up. The button controls for these are actually on the back. So this is your basically cruise on, normal, set, and resume. All that's easy here. This side controls your adaptive cruise. You'll also get visuals for it up on the heads-up display, and down here on the normal gauge cluster, you can see where it says set. If I turn it off, it'll go off. Pretty easy. Blue Cruise will also give you notifications up here when it's available, and then this little sensor, of course, watches your head and eye position for the self-driving. That's a little bit tricky to show when not in motion. One of these days, I may figure out how to record a video on that as well. On this side, let's see, on this side, we have basically like kind of a settings function, phone, music, and navigation. This button here also toggles basically everything you'll see over here. So you can see tire pressures, have your map view, so if you had navigation set, it would show up there, kind of a trip meter. Now, if I pull this down, you'll see I get this menu. So then I can choose if I want the heads-up display on or off, adjust it, and then I can look at oil life and all those sorts of things. Let's say I want back out of this. You'll notice these change. I just flip this little back arrow. If I push it to the left again, I'll get radio controls, and I can scroll through everything I want up here. It does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, which are super easy because they're the most familiar to most of us. Flip this up for navigation, and you'll see I get the compass. Flip it up again, and then I can just kind of start scrolling through. Now if I swipe to the right, This would normally bring your phone up, but because I don't have my phone paired, because that makes recording all janky, you'll notice nothing really happens when I swipe to the right for the phone. Let me know if videos like this are helpful. Let me know what else you guys want to see. And thanks again for watching. Keep driving with Dane, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time.